Fear, you can transform your fear in purpose, but you have to do it intentionally, really intentionally.
So talk us through the intentionality of that. Like if somebody is stuck in their own solitary confinement, their own prison of fear, that's kind of what it can feel like, even though it's not the actual thing that you went through. What acceptance and awareness of it is probably the first step. And then after that, what would you say would be a good step for somebody that just feels really trapped by fear of the unknown, of not being good enough, of failing, of all of those things?
Well, for me, the analogy is totally valid because I always say that you don't have to be a physical hostage, but you can be a mental hostage. So you can mirror that experience because when you're going to any situation in your life, and I'm talking to anybody that's going to anything, you can be going through a mental situation, you can be going to a physical situation, like a physical illness. You can have been having problems in your life, in your finance, in many things. When you're going through that situation, you have fear because that is like human nature, you know, fear of the unknown. But you always have to think that always, if you have a change in your mindset, because everything is related to the mindset, everything is related to the mindset, everything, but you had to have the intention to do it. That's why I said that it had to be intentionally. I know this is difficult, but everybody can do it because one of the things that I discovered, and I talk about that, that is what I call the unbreakable leadership spirit that everybody has inside. Everybody is a leader inside. Everybody. Everybody has that because remember, we're creatures of God. We're created as his image. So we have that inside. But how you have to do it, you have to unleash it. And you have to do it, the only way is thinking that you can do it. And there's when it's going to come a change in your mindset. And of course, has to be also the spiritual side. In my case, for me, was a rebirth in my spirituality. I was not a spiritual guy, but during those years, I could reconnect with God. So for me, so it was a reconnection with God and a reconnection with myself. So believing that I could make it. And when you make that change, nothing becomes impossible. Anything you can survive. Anything. I can say, today, you tell me, for me, nothing is impossible. Nothing.